We lost Mr. Sanchez?
We're live.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have no defendant.
Do we not?
He's in the break room. I have to see about getting him out.
And Judge, I know you're going to ask me, the fine is $850.
Perfect.
But he's on deferred, so.
Oh, and Judge, we're going to need an order to have the conditions that he has on. I think he's got what, the ignition interlock or the GPS?
Oh, well, I don't know what he's got.
As part of his bond, I believe he's on a GPS device, Your Honor. He should not have any alcohol monitoring device. He's completed all that.
So we're going to have we're going to need an order to get that off.
Somebody needs to go in and bring Mr. Sanchez out of the chat room.
I believe Pat's working on that, Your Honor. Pat is muted. We cannot hear her.
Your Honor, Mr. could not find the button to get out, so he is getting out and coming back in.
Okay.
I went in there, but he wasn't there.
Lost in the Bermuda Triangle of Zoom.
The Zoom dimension.
Well, it's difficult for me to try to tell him, do you have a blue button? It says leave. I'm trying to get it. He goes, there's no button. There's no button. And so he just got out. He has to come back in, which is obviously difficult for him. I'm sorry.
Difficult for me too.
Here he is. Okay. He should be coming in.
Mr. Sanchez, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
We've got a plan. Back on the record on cause 618-119, State of Texas versus Gregorio Sanchez. The court accepts Mr. Sanchez's plea of true to all conditions on the motion to adjudicate with an explanation. I grant the state's motion to revoke Mr. Sanchez's deferred adjudication and probation, get him guilty of the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I sentence him to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail, assessed $850 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money.
Actually, Judge, isn't it an obstruction?
You know what?
It's an obstruction, Judge.
You know it is. I apologize. Good point. Let me back up. I revoke his deferred adjudication probation, find him guilty of the offense of obstruction of a highway. I sentence him to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail, assess an $850 fine plus court cost, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, judgment satisfied, and recall all those things I did to Mr. Sanchez when he was pending an MTR, which is GPS, and any bond increases, and weekly reports and UAs, and all those sorts of things. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Sanchez?
No,
No,
Judge.
Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Garcia, are you going to represent him on the other case, or does he have another counsel for that one?
In Poteet, he's going to have to get another counsel, Judge.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Sanchez. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Judge.
You got one more coming here, I think.
Yeah.
Rodney Taylor.
Bueno.
Anybody need to give Mr. Sanchez any more instructions?
Que te va bien, señor.
We don't need an interpreter. So, Mariana, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Y'all are-
Hello?
Last but not least, clause 658-657, State of Texas versus Rodney Allen Taylor. And this is a motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. And representing the defendant is Mr. David Garcia. Representing the state is Mr. Nicholas Maru. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who are mine is still under oath. Mr. Taylor, I have two documents in front of me that purport to have your signatures on them. One is entitled Defendant's Consent to MTR Hearing by Video Conference, and the next one is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. And I don't even think mine's marked, and it should be marked as an adjudication of guilt following a deferred adjudication, and the defendant has a limited right of appeal. So Pat, that needs to be administratively corrected before this gets processed. Mr. Taylor, did you sign these two documents, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, as attorney for Mr. Taylor, did you sign each of these documents, sir?
I did, Your Honor.
My understanding is this is an uncontested motion to revoke probation. To the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, how does the defendant plead?
Actually, Judge, he pleads not true to condition number 1 and true to violation number 21.
My understanding, limited though it may be under the law, is he's not requesting, what you're telling me is he's not requesting a contested motion to revoke probation. He's agreeing that I'm the one to decide, but he's going to plead not true to me and let me be the true of fact to decide whether or not that particular allegation is true or not. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay, so tell me once again what he's doing. I see that there are a number 1 and a number 21. So
He's
number
pleading
1 is not true, correct?
correct.
And 21, he pleads true with an explanation. Would that be accurate?
That would be accurate.
Okay, Ms. Gross, what's the status of Mr. Taylor's probation, please?
Judge, he's performed poorly on probation. We did last see him on 12/22 of 20. He missed 5 months of reporting in total. He has been arrested and charged with a new assault bodily injury, which is pending in County Court number 7. He did pay in full. He did complete 36 hours of community service. He's failed to submit to drug testing on 1 occasion. He's had 1 diluted drug test, and he's tested positive for marijuana on 4 occasions. He has completed DWI education, victim impact panel, and CAT-SNP. However, he has failed to complete the drug offender education program. He was ordered onto a SCRAM device, and when he was arrested and charged, that device was removed at the Bexar County Jail on December the 7th of 2020. It took him an additional 10 days upon his release to become restrapped and get active back on the device. This case expires in 13 days, and the officer is recommending that his case be revoked.
State recommendation,
Revocation, Judge.
defense request.
Judge, we're asking that you continue him. I have been in contact with the alleged victim on the assault. She wants the charges dropped. Due to family situations, I'm in the parking lot of a hospital where I've been spending most of my time for the last week due to a very ill, critically ill family member. I've not been able to get that affidavit from the alleged victim in this case. He wants to have his day in court on that case. I'm hoping to get that dismissed, but that still leaves the problems he has here. He is registered for a class, so he's pleading true because he had not completed it or registered it at the time of the violation. But our explanation is he's registered for it now, and he's hoping that you give him a chance to continue the probation and move forward so he can prove himself to this court on this case, and we can get that other case either dismissed or won at trial.
Mr. Jones, if I give you your analysis test today, you're going to be positive for marijuana.
Mr.
Sorry?
Taylor,
I'm sorry, Mr. Taylor, excuse me. If I give you your analysis test today, you're going to be positive for marijuana?
No, sir.
Wow. That would be a good development. I'm ciphering on whether to keep him on probation, which I don't think he's gonna successfully complete, or revoke him. But if I revoke him, what bad things should I do to him? Because he's done substantial things on this probation. But it doesn't appear he ever stopped smoking marijuana. That must be some sort of issue. I'm not sure. And Mr. Taylor has what priors? None? None. Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
No priors, just the pending assault bodily injury. As for an out of county or out of state record, nothing that I know of. And Judge, his last 2 drug tests have been diluted.
Are you working, Mr. Taylor? What are you doing out there?
No, sir, I'm not working because I have a GPS monitor and put on house arrest. I do have jobs available if I am taken off of GPS.
What are you going to be doing for a job?
I have 2 different people that want to make a contract with me to be their maintenance contractor for their rental properties.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, the court accepts your plea of not true to condition 1 and true to condition 2 on the motion to adjudicate. I find, I grant the state's motion to revoke your deferred adjudication based on your plea of true to condition number 2. I adjudicate you guilty of the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I sentence you to 21 days in the Bear County Jail, assess $1,000 fine plus court cost credit for time served. Time and money to run concurrent, judgment satisfied, and recalling all the bond increasing, waiving GPS, and weak the reported UA and other bad things I did to Mr. Taylor along the way. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Taylor?
No, Judge.
May I correct the court? You said that he pled true to number 2. That
Number
was a number
21.
21.
I apologize, 21. Make sure I get that down correct.
And Judge, all of those things that were part of his condition were the scram, GPS, and portable blow device. So we can have all those authorized to be removed. That'd be great.
Was he currently on Scram
Yes, sir.
and GPS?
Yes, sir.
And
Those were a condition of his bond, Your Honor.
I think he's been adequately punished under the circumstances.
I would agree.
Thanks for your cooperation. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Judge. Y'all have a great day.
Mr. Taylor, do you currently have the Smart Start Mobile still?
Yes, ma'am. When my current probation officer, Miss Wilcox, said that she was trying to get in contact to find out if I was removed because Alexis Salomon never sent in my paperwork saying that I was released from it to Smart Start. So I've been waiting for 6 months to turn it in.
Okay. I will check on that. You can contact Miss Wilcox tomorrow to verify whether or not that paperwork needed to be resubmitted. Okay. But it won't happen
Okay, yes,
until
we already have the
probably
time.
tomorrow afternoon, because I mean, it's already 5:30.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We already have my probation scheduled for 2 p.m. for a Zoom call.
Okay. All right. She should have an answer by then.
All right. Well, thank you all for putting up with me. Sorry I was so late. You guys have a good night.
All right. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Taylor.
Bye-bye, YouTube.